how the fuck am I gonna do this one? Seriously, like, look at all this shit. I don't even understand most of this. But what I do know is that buttons do damage, and there's a lady in my head that won't shut the fuck up.
Aphelios.
Shut the fuck up, Balloon, or so help me, Welcome to the Idiot's Guide to League of Legends, featuring Aphelios, the weapon of the faithful.
So many weapons, Aphelios. The deadliest is your faith.
Yeah, more like weapon of the fucking paragraphs. So if you couldn't already tell, Aphelios doesn't talk because he constantly drinks poisonous nectar from the Noctum flower. Yeah, don't worry, buddy. I like to drink the forbidden nectar too. Let's start with the most complicated part of his kit. His passive, the Hitman and the Seer. So Edgelord Supreme here has access to 5 unique Moonstone weapons: Calibrum, Severum, Gravitum, Infernum, and Crescendum. Crescendum. Jesus Christ, these sound like the names of Yu-Gi-Oh! Equipped spells. Wait a minute. Why haven't they made him a High Noon skin? I mean, that seems like a no-brainer, Riot, but whatever, what do I know? Aphelios starts every game with Calibrum as his main weapon and Severum in his offhand. Yeah, more on that mechanic later. Each weapon has 50 Moonlight, which is ammo. When a weapon runs out, it swaps with another weapon from the queue. The weapon order can change based on weapon usage, and his main and secondary weapons are displayed next to his health bar. Also, Aphelios can't level his abilities. He starts the game with his W, and gains his Q at level 2, and his ult automatically at level 6. Instead, when you level up, you can put a point into one of 3 stats: bonus AD, bonus attack speed, or lethality. Jesus fucking Christ, this is coming from the same company that says their champions aren't overloaded?
We don't think our champions have overloaded kits overall.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call bullshit on that one, lady. So he has 5 weapons, and each one has its own properties and changes what his Q does. Calibrum gives him 100 attack range and the Moonshot skill, which marks enemies and empowers his next auto attack. The next attack against that marked enemy will have Aphelios attack with the weapon in his offhand. Severum gives him healing on his autos, and the extra healing is converted to a shield that decays over time. So he basically gets a free Bloodthirster. Cool. Pressing Q activates Onslaught, giving bonus movement speed and automatically attacking the nearest target. Kinda like Urgot W, except he alternates between his main and offhand weapons. Gravitum's attacks slow enemies by 30% for 2 seconds, and pressing Q will cause Aphelios to expunge all enemies slowed, dealing damage and rooting them for 1 second. It's a point-and-click route.
My favorite!
Infernum's attacks split off and deal AoE damage. Pressing Q unleashes a wave of energy in a cone, dealing damage and locking onto all targets hit. Aphelios will then attack all targets with his current offhand weapon. It's the wave clear AoE, and it's a flamethrower. The final weapon in his magic bag of mysteries is probably the strongest in terms of raw damage potential. Crescendum causes Aphelios to attack by throwing a blade that bounces off enemies. Pressing Q will place down a sentry turret with a replica of the current offhand weapon, and it's honestly pretty useless, to be honest. If Crescendum is used as an offhand attack though, the chakrams accumulate around him up to 20, allowing you to do this. Yeah, that's fair. You know, this stuff actually tastes way better than I remember. His W is actually pretty simple. It just changes to your offhand weapon, and that's it. From the most complicated ability to the most simple. Yeah, I think I just got whiplash. Not only do his weapons affect his Q, but they also give different properties to his ultimate, Moonlight Drive, Vigil. Aphelios burst, blasting a wave of moon jizz that deals damage to all enemies hit, illuminating them. Aphelios will then attack all illuminated enemies with his current main hand weapon. Calibrum applies an empowered version of the mark. Severum heals Aphelios if at least one enemy champion is hit. Gravitum will slow all enemies hit by 99% and extend the root duration to 1.35 seconds. Infernum deals damage, and the follow-up deals splash damage. Crescendum is the crazy one though. I mean, all of these are crazy in the right scenario. Crescendum will generate 5 additional chakrams for a total of 6, plus 1 for every champion hit.
We don't think our champions have overloaded kits overall.
Till Hound 7 lands 1 Q and it's all over. That definitely
Aphelios is pretty hard to learn and even harder to explain, but after a few games with him that weren't against fucking Nico support, why is that a thing? After a few games with him, you'll get the feel for what weapons to use in certain scenarios and how to keep track of your weapon rotations for optimal damage. Honestly, once you get the hang of him, he's pretty fun and stupid broken. But hey.
We don't think our champions have overloaded kits overall.
Yeah, this one tastes kind of funny.
Awake to my